Millet is a green cereal crop that is well adapted to arid highlands in Africa and Asia. It is also known as the powerhouse of nutrients. According to the International Journal of Recent Scientific Research, there are evidences showing millet foods and beverages have functional and health-promoting effects, specifically fighting against diabetes, obesity, heart diseases, and improving the immune system. Chikazi millet flour producers are taking the lead in ensuring that this highly nutritious product is in every home. To maintain its originality, we take extra care and time in the quality production of our flour, right from planting, processing, storage, packaging, and its delivery to our customers. Thank you for choosing Chikazi millet flour. Thank you for choosing health.
My name is Grace. I'm called Akatwa Grace. Those are my real names. I'm a graduate of Chambogo University. I hold a bachelor's degree in procurement and logistics management. After school, just like everybody, I had to search for the job. And luckily enough, I got a job in one of the banks in Uganda. I started working, but it was basically sales, selling accounts, opening accounts for people. You move out to the field, you open accounts. It was a gradual process. After that, once they really see that you know what you want, you get promoted. You start now processing loans. You process loans for customers. And to me, that was when my journey began. Every day was a new day to me. Every day was a learning day for me. You earn little, but you open for somebody an account and you see it grow from 0 to 1 million, from millions to 1 billion. Yes, to 1 billion. You see somebody open a dollar account. Yes, we are here in Uganda, but then by then, you're still young, fresh from school. You've not touched the dollar, You could see people open dollar accounts and they keep depositing. And the beauty was because we could move to the field, we could meet these people, these different customers from their work places, in their shops, maybe in the market, in their garages, in their bond, wherever. We could loiter on the streets of Kampala. But then that was every day I could open my eyes, I see people are out there toiling and are making money, but then you find you're relying on a salary. It's not sufficient. Yes, you have a job, you thank God for it, but things were hard, you're struggling here and there. By the time it comes, you're already in debt, before you know it all, you've requested for advance, something like that. That was a circle. But then it was a learning journey, because I saw in every business, by the way, you can make money. Every business, there's somebody who is doing it well. Even if it is, for example, I saw people in markets who are doing well. I saw people who are riding bikes and earning an income. I saw people who are doing Uber or all sorts of things, but you could literally find somebody in any sector doing something unique, and you find at least they are not struggling. They are somewhere. So to me, that was an eye-opener for me that, this entrepreneurship journey, if you could do something and you're really focused on it, you can really make it. And I tried to study those people who were managing to make some money, they were doing something extra. They are focused. They are really giving time, their jobs or their passion in whatever they're doing. For example, if somebody is riding a motorcycle, but he's motivated, he could put himself on pressure that, by 10 a.m. I should have made a deposit. I should have banked my savings of 20,000. So I really saw that people who are doing it, they were not really comfortable. They were not in their comfort zones, and I had to follow their footsteps. So the journey began in 2019. So I was working from Kampala. I was posted in one of the Kampala branches for about 3 years. Then time came, I got a promotion. I was supposed to be posted up country. And things became hard, working from up country. You have a family here in Kampala, traveling here and there. It became so challenging. So that is the time I really had to think hard of how to pull out from the banking sector and concentrate on my hustle. So while up country, but I did not resign immediately. I had to plan my exit, because you can't just move out. You don't know what you're going to do. You do not have enough capital, or a startup. You don't have something to begin with, startup capital, something like that. So I had to plan my exit. I had to think how many years would I work up country to be able to then come and concentrate on the side hustle. So I intentionally planned that I would work 2 years up country. So I was posted up country. That was Fort Portal. I worked from there for 2 years. Then I left. That was in 2020, but I began the business in 2019. So how did Chikazi come in the picture? Chikazi means something beautiful in my language, in Western Uganda. Though in Central, in Kampala, they look at it as something that may not be good. But in my language, in Western Uganda, Chikazi means something beautiful. So in this case, I drew the picture from that. Chikazi millet flour. It means beautiful flour that is sorted very well. It is free from sand and stones. So here is, this is how the journey of Chikazi began. While up country, I was, as I told you, would go out in the field quite often. I had one of the customers that I was managing. In the bank, once you're in sales, you manage the top 10 depositors and top 10 borrowers. You need to know them. They are the heart of an institution. You have to know them by their names, what they do, their birthdays, things like that. So I happened to get one lady, and we became friends more than the bank work. So this lady had a child who was diabetic. And in Fort Portal, that is Western Uganda still, but they do not grow a lot of millet. So this lady, I come from a district that is close to Fort Portal, though it is the same region, but the districts are different. So in that particular district of Fort Portal, they are not millet growers so much, but in my district we grow a lot of millet. That is Bushenyi. So this lady, the fact that she knew in my district we are good millet growers, she requested that I should always supply her some good millet flour for her child. Most people who are diabetic are encouraged to take millet because it is one of the cereals that does not affect their sugar levels. So this lady, because of that, because she had a child who was diabetic and she knew that we are good millet growers, and the fact that we had become friends, she wanted that I should continually get some good fine flour from my mom way back. So I started, I would send in about 2 or 3 kilograms of millet. She liked it, and even her family. So what began as small, now the orders were, they started to increase a bit, but then I was not doing it. You're employed, you're not giving it full time to monitor it. So I really saw potential in it. And that is when I decided that I should really focus on this thing. Even when I saw the diabetic community, I know many people out there, some of them are battling with it. I felt if I could come in and solve this problem, because apparently on a Ugandan market, there is a lot of millet that is not sorted, that is not of quality. Because you can see, even this lady, by the time she told me, in her district, she was not trusting it. The handling, post-harvest handling in most cases is not done properly. So you find some of the millet is infiltrated with a lot of sand, stones, quite a lot. So that's how the journey began. It was from one customer like this, and I really had to take on the business idea. I had to read about millet. I had to do quite a lot, because even if you're to start something as somebody who has gone to school, you have to do it differently. I shouldn't, because at the end of the day, even my family, my own people consume it. So I had to think of ways of how to ensure by the time I bring out a product, it is of quality, it is a nice product, because it is not only customers out there, people that I do not know, even my own people, my friends, my family, my sisters, my brothers are also consuming it. So I had to think of ways of how to make a quality product that I put on market. I started it in 2019, then 2020, of course, there was COVID. 2020, there was COVID, there wasn't so much. I was in production, but I was really struggling. I really struggled in that year, because I left the bank in 2020, at the beginning of 2020. So that was the beginning of the first COVID. If you're to remember, the first lockdown, and things were really tough. I just started the business, but then that was the time I had resigned my job. It was really a hard moment, but I had to think of ways how to really make it. And during that time, I also realized I touch very many lives of the people, because they started calling me. This millet, I source it from farmers. I do not grow millet as me, because it is one of the cereals that is a bit not easy to right away from the garden to the factory. So it needs a lot of work. So I grow millet, but not on a large scale. So that means I also buy millet from other farmers, about 100 farmers. So during that time, I realized, I'm of great value, because during COVID, vehicles were not they were moving, but with restricted movement. Things were really hard. So produce was not moving quite very fast. So there was very low production during that time. So most of the farmers were calling me. The loaders, people who load the millet, who do the, sorting it into, and they package it into these sacks. The loaders, we call them loaders, they were calling me. The factory people where I do milling from, they were calling me, and I felt, wow, I have quite a number of people on my back. So that means I need to look for market. I need to look for market because there is millet on ground. Farmers are doing their job, but we need to look for market. And these are people who are doing it. They expect, for example, I give much respect to a farmer. A farmer expects, most of them are ladies. They expect to get some income. They have large burden on their back. They need to pay school fees for their children, all that. So they need money. We all need money. So during that time, during COVID, I really saw there is need for me to do a lot of work, look for market for this product. So what I did in 2021, because 2020 was a year for me to strategize, to really think of how best I could do it. So now, with an idea of where I had worked, because I knew from the bank, for you to be an organized entrepreneur, you must be registered, the product must be certified, you must be compliant, you must pay taxes. So now, 2021, I had to come in gear because I had planned. Remember, everything you plan. I had to register the business. I had to register Chikazi. And when you're to start trading, tapping through supermarkets with the name Chikazi, for example, that name, it's a very beautiful name. Many people appreciate it. And, you need to reserve it. Other than that, it may be stolen by somebody. So I had to reserve a trademark. I had to ensure the product is certified. When you talk of certifying, there is a lot you get to know you as a producer, because there are certain parameters you have to find. You have to understand your product. Actually, you should understand your product or the service you're selling more than any other person, more than the consumer. That's what I think. That's what I believe. Products that we mill, is it free from any metals? Remember, you use the machine to do the meat, to do the grinding. Is it fit for human consumption? Remember, for example, of recent, the high, there's an increase of number of people who are suffering from cancer, and it is presumed that some of the metals and the foods that we consume may be the cost to that. So you have to understand, is your product really fit for human consumption? For example, also, should somebody sue you that I consumed your product and this happened, do you have a fallback position? So you have to make sure you're protected. So that's why I had to ensure I do all that in 2021. Then compliance is key. I'm a patriotic person. The country is ours. We have to develop it together. You have to pay the taxes. So I had to make sure I'm also compliant with the regulator, with the taxman. You have to be in good books with the taxman. So in 2021, I also had to make sure I do all that. And so after that, still I was trading, though still struggling a bit. So 2022, now the fact that I had all that in place, that's why I was able to hit a turnover of about that 27 27,000 USD. It was recognized by FAO. FAO is Food and Agriculture Organization under UN, and they declared this year as a year of millets. Those of you who didn't know. So millet is one of the cereals that is chemical free, is not affected by pests and diseases. So you see there's a lot of demand, but if you really done massive advertising, the challenge is advertising apparently on Ugandan market. I don't know. I presume it is still the same in other countries. It is still a challenge. It is quite expensive, very expensive. For example, I've not marketed my product on one of the Ugandan TVs because literally I cannot afford. So as I was still there doing the donkey work door to door, trying to sell the millet flour, one of your agents, I can say, called me. She bought my products from one of the supermarkets, and she tried to interest me with Digital Adverts Limited. That was last year in 2022. Remember, I think she made a call at the right time when I needed someone, because I was still struggling. You have the product, but then you do not have enough markets. So remember, people buy what they've seen, what they've heard about, or what they've been referred to. So one of the marketing strategies that I've been using, I have a delivery company. It's called Sandy. Those in Kenya, I think you know it pretty much well, because it's best match in Kenya, but it is also available in Uganda. So I use it as a delivery channel to my clients. Then we attend exhibitions. Whenever I get an opportunity, I display the products, I do the sensitization. But remember, this, for example, online awareness under my WhatsApp, it is limited to only the people I've saved as my contacts. These exhibitions, they are good, yes, but not everyone will go into an exhibition. So you still see, however much I was doing all this, there was still a gap. I was still struggling somewhere. So when Digital Adverts came into the picture, my upline, Catherine, she called me, she interested me. The fact that I had a lot on my mind, I had to take it on very fast. I had to sign up. And I think if she's here, I don't know if she's on call, I think I'm one of the customers who could not have given her much time into explaining what, because already I knew what I want. And I had a vision of what, at least I had an idea of what I wanted. So when she called me and told me about Digital Adverts, I had to sign up very fast. And to me, it was a breakthrough. From the time I signed up, at least I've had, I'm good at record keeping. I've had about 150 people who would call me directly from my line to place in their orders to buy the product. And that is because I would advertise on using, advertising through Digital Adverts is something that is, I can say it is user-friendly, number one. It is affordable and it is convenient, because at least you can be able to account for your money. If I place in an advert, at least I know these let me say 200 people or 1,000 people have viewed it. And that is a credit to me, even if they've not bought, but at least they've seen it, because people buy what they've seen or what they've heard about. So, and by the way, some people shop online. They search online and shop offline. That is the beauty. So to me, through digital adverts, it has been a breakthrough for my business, because I've also had I had to close 2 supermarkets. 150 people bought from me. Then I had to close 2 supermarkets. Then I made a total sales turnover of that figure, $1,400. That is some good money. Thank you so much. Thank you for uplifting us, the entrepreneurs. So I'm so glad to have known you. I'm so glad to have been able to upload my product on the mall. You know, they say, I think it is Coach Zion. One time he said, at times when even if you've not understood something, but you've seen light, just join, you will understand later. So by the time I joined, I had not understood it very well, but later on, I really understood what the whole concept is about. So leave alone the sales, putting the sales aside, it has been a learning journey. You know, you learn from other people, you listen to what they are talking about, even the CEO himself. For example, I don't know whether he's on call. There's one statement that he made, and it really got stuck on my mind. He said, if you know all your customers by name or by phone number, you're not in business. You're not in business. So it means you need a system that will make you be able to make money even when you're sleeping. I do not need to know every person that has bought the product that we do produce. You can see, not only do you make money, but you also learn from others. So to me, it has been a family. At times, being adopted in a family and they take you as their own child. That's what I consider digital adverts to be. Then before I conclude, there's this saying which says, a hungry chicken dreams of millet. This literally means, this is a Bulgarian proverb, which means wishful thinking. We shouldn't think and fail to put what we think about into action. You keep dreaming if you do not action on your thoughts. So this proverb keeps me going. I get to know that I need to push myself from this number to the other number. I should take action, and the action that we can think about is joining organized entities like digital adverts, asking for wisdom to make better life decisions in your life. Then also there's what we call self-care. Lastly, if I conclude, self-care. Self-care is not about you going out and you take a beer, or you go to the beach, or you go for a vacation. Self-care is all about making decisions that you will not run away from, making yourself comfortable. It also goes back to what I had shared previously, not you being in confusion of having marital issues, making a decision that is comfortable for you. For example, when it comes to your career, Are you doing it with passion? Do you like it? Well, thank you for listening. Thank you so much.